Welcome to the lecture series on TEE 326 Maintenance and Repairs of Electrical Equipment. Our lecture for this series is going to be on workshop record charts. Now, to start with, I want to give you this little poser for us to begin with, and that is I want you to describe, as you are watching this video, I want you to describe the process that you normally use to register yourself, or the process of school's registration. In other words, at the beginning of every session, as a student, you are normally supposed to undergo the school registration process. Now, what are those steps that are required of you to register yourself as a student of any particular institution? You can jot some of them down. Now, the process of students registration, which is the poser that I've just read, is similar to the process of documentation of equipment or machine in the workshop. This process is known as the record chart. The record chart involves the steps taken to document the full identity of all machines in the workshop, just like you do normally when you arrive in your institution as a student. You will observe that at the beginning of the session, you are expected to register, you are expected to provide all your own identity, the courses you're going to take for that semester, and all other courses that maybe you have previously as carryovers, and so on. Now, in the workshop, this process is also very, very important. Why is it important? It is important because for effective maintenance and repairs, all the equipment that we have in the workshop have to be documented. The maintenance carried out, the repairs made, as well as the details of the machines and equipment. The documentation process facilitates the ease with which up-to-date, sound information on every component part of the machine as well as equipment can be readily made available. Now, this documentation of equipment, as we said, is similar to the opening of a file by an employer to an employee, or the school management to any new student. In the maintenance and repairs task, this process of documentation is commonly referred to as record charts. Now, there are two common types of record charts in the electrical workshop, and these are the machine records and the inspection record. Now, let's look at them one after the other. What do we mean by the machine record? The machine record involves the documentation of the complete identity of the machine. It is essential that whenever a new machine arrives in the industry or the workshop, it should first be given a record card, then a schedule number on the plant, and other particulars, such as those that we are going to mention now, must be entered on the record card. What are those information? First, we need to identify the schedule number of that particular machine. Who are the makers? That is the maker's name and address. Then who supplied this particular machine? Then what is the date that the machine was actually supplied, and upon the date that it was the record is being carried out. Then the type of the machine, the serial number, the model number, the specification number, the catalog number, the type of enclosure for this machine. We're also going to record information about the number of phases, what is the phase of this machine, as well as the frequency. Then identification about the details of the voltage coil, identification details of the overload elements, the current rate of overload elements, the size of the overload elements must all be entered into the record card. It is this information that gives the machine what is commonly tagged as the identity card of this particular machine. Now, let us look at the inspection record. For the inspection record, this is concerned with all forms of measurements that have been carried out on any particular machine. The inspections that are done and all other observations carried out on that particular machine must be documented on this particular inspection record card. Now, the inspection records can either be documented on a notebook or any other special form provided. Generally, when a notebook is used, complete fresh page must be used for each item on the industry. For example, our transformers, the electric motors, the generators, the pumping machine, each must have complete fresh sheet page that where all the information will be recorded. Now it should be noted that when the sheet is filled up, another new sheet should now be sandwiched between the finished up sheet and the next page without necessarily upsetting the usual schedule order of the numbers when not in use. Now the notebook should always be filled and kept handy either in the maintenance office or the store. The title of each item or equipment must be conspicuously displayed on the topmost corner of each sheet of the notebook. And of course, all other forms of details which may be used when checking, inspecting, or testing the equipment should also be documented. Now, from our lecture so far, let us take these questions by way of evaluation. First, what is a record chart? Then what makes the record chart synonymous with student registration process? What are the features of machine records? Explain the content of inspection record. Finally, by way of wrapping up for this particular lecture, we looked at record charts and we said it involves the step which is taken to document the full identity of all machines in a workshop. We have also said the documentation is done to facilitate the ease with which up-to-date sound information on every component part of the machine as well as equipment and be made readily available. Now, I expect you to send your answers to my email, which is on the screen, adamujebba@gmail.com. Thank you.